Hey guys, Zomfox here, and we have some unbelievably breaking news that you might see as thumbnail and think this isn't true. James Larson has just reported that the entire USFL conference is being relocated for 2026. Along with the recent firings, this seems like an ultimate Hail Mary for the league. It is really bad. So let's get talking right into this with the tweets. So we got four things to bring up. Now, the XFL analyst post, I don't know if this has been changed. This is just what I saw. Again, this is insanely new. This video is being posted within probably half an hour to 40 minutes of this news breaking. So, Larson initially said that the markets will be moving and they're going to be going to Boise, Idaho, Columbus, Ohio, likely Orlando, Florida, and Kentucky. Then XFL analyst said that per James Larson is actually going to be Raleigh instead of Orlando. So it seems that fourth team might be up in the air. What isn't up in the air is that per multiple sources, again, there's been an article on this on UFL News Hub as well and other places, that all four USFL markets, Houston, Birmingham, Michigan, and Memphis are all moving. This isn't super shocking if you've been hearing in between the lines. In the Discords for PFN and all that, there have been rumors that Michigan was kind of getting screwed over, that Ford Field is not going to be a place they could really go back to, and that hurts them. Houston, Memphis, absolutely abysmal markets. Even though Houston, as I said before, I think has an insane high upside, their attendance was horrific. Memphis, without Fred Smith, they're not getting money. Made sense. But Birmingham, insane. But that's not it. They're also going to get rid of the USFL and XFL brands. Not a huge fan of this decision. I've said it before. You keep the legacy stuff. Hell, the NFL has that. It's the NFC and the AFC, not because of it making sense in terms of, oh, well, this is one side of the country. No, because that's the AFL and the original NFL. Then, of course, you have the Renegades are likely to be rebranded to the Texas Renegades or something like that. Could be Dallas Renegades, get something like that. Just insane changes. Now, they're saying that all of those places are being new markets. Are they going to be the same team name? Are they not? That's a huge question. We don't know fully for sure, especially because a lot of those markets don't necessarily have a team name. This isn't like they got moved to Oklahoma and the league has the Outlaws trademark. So we don't know what's happening. Then, as Larson also pointed out, there was a huge UFL announced sale today. Again, there was that huge summer sale that happened as well, so it's not super shocking. So you have these massive changes going on where you have half the league rebranding. Now, or not rebranding, but being relocated, which is insane. Memphis, I had heard that Memphis was done. I had heard that. I'm not going to say that because I was not told to give out the sources, right? It's number one rule. But I had heard that Memphis was done. The other three markets, I had, again, Michigan, there were inklings that they were getting screwed at Ford Field, but there's other places they could play, but apparently not anymore. And it's just insane. Now, the attendance, this is a big point of this. The biggest concern is Michigan being relocated. The fact is, Michigan was the only market to actually improve in attendance. Not D.C., not San Antonio, not Birmingham, not Houston, not St. Louis. Michigan. You could make a case that they were the second best market in the league. The only reason to make a case is because D.C. obviously had better attendance. The only reason it's an argument is because do you value the growth or the overall number? St. Louis, obviously the number is too big to even care about growth. Michigan was at worst your third best market in the league, and you just got rid of it. What? Like, look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I think that Columbus is a great place to have a team. I think it's a really solid place. I think that if it is in Raleigh, I'll be happy, but I'm going to be pissed off unless it's the Panthers that move there. And so, because of how it's happening, and it's really annoying. Is this technically expansion? Some are going to act like it is. Now, I've said it before, I think Memphis should relocate. I do not think or want any of the other three to relocate, even if Houston was terrible attendance. And again, the attendance, Memphis, horrific. Birmingham, massively disappointing. I said it before, the 5K number, even with the excuses, wasn't excusable. Under 5K is an inexcusable number in this league. Even for the UFL, having that poor number, no matter the circumstances, unless it is legit a 3 a.m. local game on a weekday, is inexcusable. And they had sub 5K. I understand it was early on Mother's Day, but still. Then, of course, Houston. Everybody said it was the stadium. They got their stadium back. Terrible. And then you have Memphis. Less said, the better. But now going back to the overall tweets again. Just insane to see this end up happening. This is the most insane news we have had since the merger announcement itself. And it's wild. Because, again, as said, the XFL side, the Arlington Renegades haven't really been doing as good as expected. In a lot of ways, they're just like the Stallions. They're a team that is in an area that should be inexcusable to have the attendance that they do have, but they get it passed because it's the league hub. And then San Antonio, of course, the Dwayne Johnson team. The attendance was better than, a lot of other places. It's inexcusable they got rid of Michigan. That's the bottom line. And Birmingham to a huge extent as well. It's wild to think this is happening. And again, it's insane that you have four markets being relocated. Again, there's 5 reported ones. I don't know if there was an accident or some way, or it's talked about because the Florida, like Orlando, is likely. Which, if it's Orlando, that's insanely wild because, again, the last time we saw a team in Orlando, it didn't work out. The Bandits, how much of it was they couldn't get a stadium, how much of it was the fact they had, no support online. Bottom line is Florida hasn't been that great for spring football in the last couple of years, or the last few years. Then, of course, it's insane. Seeing this means there's going to be no real expansion. It's going to be 8 teams again. This is basically their view of expansion, is relocation. Which, again, if you had just done Memphis and Houston, nobody really, yes, people would have been upset, but it wouldn't be like it is now. Now you're having this huge contentious decision where you're going to piss off a huge amount of people. You are fully burning bridges, especially in Michigan. You are royally screwing up those areas, and you're basically praying that now where you go are able to match the TV ratings that Birmingham gave you, or the improved attendance that Michigan was able to give you. Because it's not like you're going to, the TV capitals of the world, right? It's not like you're putting a team in New Jersey, not like you're putting a team in Chicago. You're putting teams in places that aren't the top of the line TV market areas. So unless you're getting a super cheaper deal on stadiums, it's a terrible move. Again, the UFL had like a 3rd round of firings a couple days ago. It wasn't enough for me to do a video on it, but you've now had like 3 waves of firings and this news. It is insane. I'm planning to go live probably when this video is posted. When you're watching this, I'm probably live. I might be on with someone else. Make sure you subscribe to this channel with the bell turned on. I will be going on vacation within 3 days of this video posting. I'll be gone for a week and a half. I'll put up a thing on there, so if there's any breaking news during that time, I won't have a video on it. So I guess in a weird effed up way, I'm glad this news came out now and not in 6 days. It's wild. I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people that are fans of these teams, and I mean, when I get back or before I leave, depending on exactly how I sleep on this, I'll have another video out on this that gives my real raw thoughts on this. But again, have a great night.